The following list continues the set of questions and answers from the document in their original numerical series. Please note that the document contains non-sequential numbering across different sections, CSSR, MFR, and emergency operations. Emergency operations and CSSR continued. 192. Duty of squad leader is? Receive work instruction. 193. What are the duties of CSSR squad leader? All of these. 194. At scene, consults the authorities to gather data and conduct a need analysis. Local. 195. The initial assessments consists of the following steps. All of these. 196. In which type of search equipment are used? Technical. 197. Dogs are used extensively in search. Canine. 198. Which are types of building collapses? All of these. 199. Which equipment are used in technical search? All of these. 200. What are the types of approaches used in CSSR? Both A and B. 201. Which part of the body is detected by the life detector 2? Heartbeat. 202. After what the rescuer approaches the victims? Both A and B. 203. In which of the following method body position of the rescuer is comfortable? Vertical. 204. In which of the following method debris may fall on the victim while approaching victim? Vertical. 205. Easy penetration is possible in which of the following method? Horizontal. 206. In which of the following approach rescuer have to work in dirtier working condition? Horizontal. 207. In which of the following method of approaching victims pose a less threat after shock? Vertical. 208. What are the steps of accessing and rescuing the victims? All of these. 209. Which of the steps should be followed as the safety for the extrication of victim? All of these. 210. When the victims are trapped near the surface of the collapsed structure, what should be done at first? Remove rubble. 211. While removing rubbles, what can be done by the rescuer at first? Remove small pieces. 212. Which is the very effective method for moving rubbles? Bucket brigade. 213. Which tools/equipment are used for cutting metal? Both A and B. 214. Which of the following tools and equipments are used for cutting wood? All of these. 215. Which of the following tools and equipments are used to cut both metal and wood? Both A and B. 216. What are the procedure for cutting metal and wood? All of these. 217. What the rescuer should do after the cutting of concrete piece? Both A and B. 218. What are the tools for cutting and breaking of concrete block? All of these. 219. Why a standard triangular hole is made for gaining access to victims? Both A and B. 220. What are the tools for cutting/chipping reinforced concrete? All of these. 221. What degree of angular cutting should be used in the horizontal approach? 80 to 85 degree. 222. What is the shape of hole in horizontal approach? Triangular. 223. What should be the degree of angular cutting in vertical approach? 70 to 80 degree. 224. What is the shape of vertical approach? Square. 225. Which equipment is very effective in cutting tensioned strands or cables? Acetylene cutting torch. 226. What is the danger of cutting pre-tensioned cables? Both A and B. 227. What is the dangers of making an inspection hole in the wall? Both A and B. 228. Which of the following tool is commonly used in cutting tin? Tin snip. 229. Which equipment is not effective for cutting pre-tensioned cable? Bolt cutter. 230. Which one is the basic collapse patterns? Cantilever. 231. The basic instruction for searching multiple rooms is? Go right, stay right. 232. Which type of collapse is the least likely to contain void space? Pancake. 233. Which type of collapse contains maximum void space? V-type. Shoring and advanced rescue continued. 242. When shoring is required. Damaged collapse. 243. What is the need of post in shoring? Support header and sole plate. 244. Which group is responsible for safety during shoring? Assembly group. 245. Which type of beam collect the weight in shoring? Header beam. 246. What are placed under the bottom of the posts? Wedges. 247. Type of shore supports that is in danger of collapse? Both A and B. 248. Which blade will you use for cutting the wooden plank? Carbide tipped. 249. Shore usually installed in entry points. Window/door. 250. Supported weight collected by shoring. Post. 251. The main purpose of the vertical shore is to stabilize. 252. In vertical approach body position is comfortable. 253. Provides the foundation for shoring. Sole plate. 254. When diagonal braces will be used? When rescue ops completed. 255. Rakers must always be installed in series at least. 256. If a safety officer is not designated in shoring teams, then who will perform this duty? Shoring officer. 257. What is the main role of runner in shoring team? Logistic tools. 259. What are the characteristics of steel? Easily conduct to heat. Medical and victim care continued. 262. Potential injuries by low temperature is hypothermia. 263. Internal and external hemorrhage is the potential injuries by both A and B. 264. Severe contusions is the potential injuries by blunt trauma. 265. Dehydration is the potential injuries by lack of water and food. 267. What immediate steps must you take on finding a victim with possible crush syndrome? Do not remove the source of pressure until treatment has begun. 268. Complications resulting from blood toxicity that arise after an extremity has been compressed for an extended period. Crush syndrome. 269. An increase in pressure in the closed space of the muscle caused by tissue swelling. Compartment syndrome. 270. The crush syndrome presence in victim may be considered on the basis of all of these. 271. What is the signs and symptoms of crush syndrome? All of these. 272. What is the signs and symptoms of crush syndrome? All of these. 274. Compression average time for crush syndrome. 4 to 6 hours or more. 275. What is the sign and symptoms of compartment syndrome? All of these. 276. What is the sign and symptoms of compartment syndrome? All of these. 277. What is the PHT of shock? All of these. 278. Failure of the circulatory system to provide adequate oxygenated blood supply? Shock. 279. What is the PHT of bleeding? All of these. 280. The proper use of body to facilitate lifting and moving to prevent further injury. Body mechanism. Here is the next set of questions and answers from the document, continuing in numerical sequence. Equipment and CSSR operations continued. 281. A device which is used to perform or facilitate manual or mechanical work using only the strength of the operator is called tools. 282. A piece of machine or a device that performs a physical task whose operation depends on an external power source in order to increase work capacity is called equipment. 283. A component that supplements or completes a tool or piece of equipment and which increases the operator's ability to perform a task is called accessories. 284. Type of power source used in equipment? All of these. 285. In RR saw, what type of blade is used? All of these. 286. Which equipment is used in searching? All of these. 287. What is the maximum load-bearing capacity of a ram set? 24 tons. 288. Which is not wood-cutting equipment? Diamond tip chain saw. 289. Which blade is used for wood cutting? Carbide tip. 290. Which blade is used for concrete cutting? Diamond tip. 291. Which blade is used for metal cutting? Abrasive. 292. Facades and veneers are classified as structural. 293. The load-bearing elements of a structure are columns. 294. Which chemical change happens in construction material property? Corrosion. 295. What information will you obtain about disaster as a rescuer? All of these. 296. If the concrete is thicker than the depth of the saw blade, to remove a slab of concrete the rescuer will both A and B. 297. Which of the following is necessary to stabilize the collapsed structure? All of these. 298. Shoring is done for temporary support. 299. Locking the entire shoring system together as one unit is done for supporting against eccentric load. 300. Maximum weightlifting capacity of an airlifting bag? 72 tons. 301. A chainsaw is very useful in what kind of operation? Cyclone. 302. A chainsaw can cut in which position? Both A and B. 303. A chainsaw should not be used in the presence of all of these. 304. A carbide tip chainsaw is sharpened by file. 305. A carbide tip chainsaw cuts only what kind of material? Wood. 306. A chainsaw is operated with gasoline. 307. A carbide tip chainsaw blade is made up of what material? All of these. 308. Illumination power of an Asker light? All of these. 287. What is the maximum load-bearing capacity of a ramset? 24 tons. 288. Which is not wood-cutting equipment? Diamond tip chainsaw. 289. Which blade is used for wood cutting? Carbide tip. 290. Which blade is used for concrete cutting? Diamond tip. 291. Which blade is used for metal cutting? Abrasive. 292. Facades and veneers are classified as structural. 293. The load-bearing elements of a structure are columns. 294. Which chemical change happens in construction material property? Corrosion. 295. What information will you obtain about disaster as a rescuer? All of these. 296. If the concrete is thicker than the depth of the saw blade, to remove a slab of concrete the rescuer will both A and B. 297. Which of the following is necessary to stabilize the collapsed structure? All of these. 298. Shoring is done for temporary support. 299. Locking the entire shoring system together as one unit is done for supporting against eccentric load. 300. Maximum weightlifting capacity of an airlifting bag? 72 tons. 301. A chainsaw is very useful in what kind of operation? Cyclone. 302. A chainsaw can cut in which position? Both A and B. 303. A chainsaw should not be used in the presence of all of these. 304. A carbide tip chainsaw is sharpened by file. 305. A carbide tip chainsaw cuts only what kind of material? Wood. 306. A chainsaw is operated with gasoline. 307. A carbide tip chainsaw blade is made up of what material? All of these. 308. Illumination power of an Asker light? 100 square meter. 309. Which type of engine is used in Asker light? 4 strokes. 310. Height of the balloon in Asker light is 4.03 mtr. 311. The engine power of an Asker light is 5 HP. 312. Required time for inflating the tower of an Asker A light is 40 sec. 313. Maximum wind speed at which ASCA light balloon will remain erected on its support. 70 km/h. 314. How much watt lamp is used in ASCA light? 400 watts. 315. Fuel capacity of ASCA A light. 7 LTR. 316. Engine oil capacity of ASCA light. 591 meter. 317. How much brightness is provided by ASCA light? 42000 lumen. 318. Which engine generates high torque? 4-stroke. 319. Chainsaw safety feature is? Throttle interlock. 320. For lifting of heavy load, which equipment/tool can be used? Both A and B. Airlifting bags and saws, continued. 321. Airlifting bags are made up of what material? All of these. 322. What are the merits of airlifting bags? All of these. 323. Airlifting bags are categorized to work on what pressure? All of these. 325. By using a reciprocating saw, we can cut which of the following? All of these. 326. What is the full form of SPM in an RP saw? Stroke per minute. 327. Which one of the following is a part of an RP saw? All of these. 328. What are the safety precautions of an RP saw? All of these. 329. Which one is not an operating procedure of the RP saw? Do not touch the base plate of the object. 330. What is the stop procedure of an RP saw? All of these. 331. What is the operating power of an RP saw? 1100 W. 332. What is the lifting capacity of the ram set? 8 to 20 kT. 333. Working principle of the ram set is? Hydraulic pressure. 334. Main parts of a ram set are? All of these. 335. What is done during evaluating access conditions in a CSSR operation? All of these. 336. A piece of equipment is a machine or device that performs a physical task, whose operation depends on in order to increase work capacity. External power source. 337. Specialized search equipment are used in? Technical search. 338. What is the advantage of the rotary rescue saw? All of these. 339. Which of the following material can be cut with an RR saw? All of these. 340. Which type of blade is used in an RR saw? All of these. Would you like the next set of questions, starting from 341?